It is another beautiful day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. It was a demolition exercise at the Santiago Bernabeu. They closed their stadium and it got to a point they had to open because you can't stop the heat. You can't prevent the heat. Barcelona is on fire. Barcelona is on heat. Last week it was Bayern Munich on Wednesday, and today Saturday it's Real Madrid. Both of them were scored. Both of them lost by 4 goals. So 4 goals to one and then 4 goals to nil. These are top oppositions, and I am giving respect to Hansi Flick. You see, before the appointment of Hansi Flick, I didn't understand why Barcelona were firing Xavi Hernandez to give the job to Hansi Flick because of his recent performance with the German national team, which I criticized him. But he has proved me wrong, and he has shown why he's a world-class tactician. That doesn't deny the fact that Xavi is not a bad coach. Xavi is a good coach, and he needs to work on his management skills. He's a young coach who is coming in from the ranks, so he needs to work on his management skills. But Hansi Bobo, a typical transformation of the Barcelona system. And I think his tactical variation is what is actually helping FC Barcelona this season. You see, proud to the game, I'm not surprised Barcelona won. I'm very happy because yesterday in my video, the video I posted yesterday for the pre-match analysis, I stated it. I was very particular about the defensive line of Real Madrid, that they always leave enough spaces behind them, and their defensive line are not that. Their defenders are not that good because you talk of Ferland Mendy, you talk of Lucas Vazquez, who is a converted winger to play as the right back. His recoveries against Rafinha, who is on form, he's going to struggle. And then Eder Militao, with that 4 defenders, the only defender you can rely on in that defenders for Real Madrid is Antonio Rudiger. And it was obvious. The spaces they left behind the defense and the midfield, Barcelona took advantage of that. In the second half, the reason why Hansi Flick is a genius is the substitution he made in the second half. He realized Fermin Lopez, even though he had a good game against Bayern Munich, against Real Madrid in the first half, he was not all by himself. He was not playing well. He needed to sub him off and then bring on Frankie de Jong, and he stabilized the midfield. He pushed Pedri to play as the attacking midfielder, to play more advanced role, and it worked perfectly for FC Barcelona. And now Barcelona has won by 4 goals to 1. The narration prior to the game was the offside trap of FC Barcelona, and which yesterday in my video when I was talking about the weaknesses of FC Barcelona and how Madrid could take advantage of that backline, I was very particular about the high defensive line of FC Barcelona. And today it worked perfectly. You could clearly see they have studied this highlight. They've studied this trap, and it's working for them. Today alone, Madrid were flagged offside for 12 times. Madrid were flagged offside for 12 times. Yes, 12 times against Mbappe and Vinicius Junior. Mbappe alone was flagged offside for over 6 times. In Vinicius Junior too. You see, Vinicius Junior is a good player, but sometimes you need to be collective. You don't need to be too individualistic. And if you are playing an individualistic game, it's actually not going to help your club, because you might have a good game against Borussia Dortmund, but mind you, Barcelona were not performing last season very well. But this season, Barcelona is not a club you can steal the show for 90 minutes. You cannot steal the show. You need to be collective, and you make sure you play a collective game. And today that was what didn't help Real Madrid. Vinicius Junior was lost in killing Mbappe. After scoring that offside goal, he was not that dangerous up front. And then the midfield, Barcelona dominated that midfield. That's what Hansi Flick does on a normal day. Yes, it actually makes sense because you cannot stop Barcelona now. Yes. Now in the league, Barcelona has extended the gap to 6 points. And the next match for FC Barcelona is going to be Espanyol. Winning Espanyol, they will now move on, and gradually, Hansi Flick has put hope in this Barcelona squad. Yes, and Flick has put hope in this Barcelona squad. Now let's analyze the Barcelona game against Bayern Munich. The plan was Inigo Martinez will locate, Iñaki Peña, who is the goalkeeper, will locate Robert Lewandowski or any of the attackers, Robert Lewandowski or Lamine Yamal in attack, so that Rafinha or Fermin Lopez will run to spaces and then they will connect. In the first half, he tried that, but it didn't work. If you study the game well, he tried to do that, but it didn't work. Lewandowski is not that strong. He's not that energetic as compared to the Lewandowski of Borussia Dortmund and then Bayern Munich. So at Barcelona, it didn't work. And then he decided to twist things, and then he came back to the normal game, he realized that Real Madrid are not pressing too hard. And I said it yesterday that Vinicius Junior and Kylian Mbappe will not press the defense of FC Barcelona, which is a fact, and I gave you evidence on that. I was very particular with pictures against Borussia Dortmund and against Celta Vigo. These two players will not press. So it's Real Madrid without the ball, shots two players, and you're playing against a Barcelona team that transits quick, that have the men at the back who can give long balls, who can take on plays and can dominate midfield. And now you decide not to press. They're actually going to take advantage of you, and that's what happened. And then in the second half, decided that no, even though we tried long balls, now let's play more of the game in midfield. After Frankie de Jong was introduced in the game, Pedri was shifted to the attack. So the little three touches we have in the midfield, one of the attacker will run into spaces. And look at that assist Casado gave to Robert Lewandowski. He knew Robert Lewandowski was running into space, and there was a huge space between the goalkeeper and the defenders of Real Madrid. Eder Militao tried to clear the ball, but he didn't get the ball, and that was the ideal plan that caused the magic for FC Barcelona against Real Madrid. I expected, as I already said, I said over 2.5 in this match. Unfortunately didn't play, but over 2.5, Barcelona won. Kudos to Hansi Flack. Marc Casado, 21-year-old, his first professional season as a player, and he's already balling against Bayern Munich, already balling against Real Madrid. Don't forget, Real Madrid scored 5 goals in the second half against Borussia Dortmund. And at the end of the day, we all were aware, or we all were, it was obvious that Barcelona this season, after their third game, were scoring most of their goals in the first half. But after the first half, it was goalless. And in the second half, Barcelona came back and scored 4 goals. That shows Barcelona is not easy to be predicted. You can't predict FC Barcelona. You decide they are going to play all their game in the first half, and they will disappoint you in the second half. And that's what Hansi Flick. That's why I said I've respected Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick, I salute you. You're actually doing a very, very good work. Now, what Barcelona need is consistency. All what Barcelona need is consistency. Now, the two difficult opponents in front of Barcelona, they've won those 2 matches. Now, the next match before the international break is going to Espanyol. And they have Atletico Madrid to play in the league. You have Madrid to play in the second league at the Montjuic Stadium. In the Champions League, Barcelona have Borussia Dortmund to play as a big club. They also have Atalanta. Now, going forward, I am not saying Barcelona will win the Champions League, no. But with this game, if they continue playing like this, or improve on certain aspects of their game, mind you, Dani Olmo is not fully fit, so he's not starting matches yet. Frankie de Jong is not fully fit, so he's not starting matches yet. Gavi is not fully fit, so he's not starting matches yet. So this clearly shows the depth Barcelona have on their bench. So anytime, and these players on the bench have different style of play. You are bringing in Frankie de Jong. It's either you are coming to control the midfield, play Fermin Lopez. It's either you are going to transit quick for him to run into spaces because he's very quick. Dani Olmo, now that means you want to hold on to the ball and confuse the opponent because he's very good and he's very creative and can create space for himself even if he's in tight spaces. Pedri there, he don't need any introduction. Pedri does not need any introduction. So Carlo Ancelotti should be very, very careful with that defensive line of all the players are injured, but he can find a way, because going forward, it's not only Barcelona that are going to play. You're going to play Inter Milan. You might face them, and the next match they're going to play Champions League. They're going to play against Liverpool. They will play, if in the Champions League going forward, they could play Manchester City. So Carlo Ancelotti, I know he has shown how the class he has, and he has shown how quality he is as a coach. So that defensive line is either Vinicius Junior or Rodrigo, or Vinicius Junior or Kylian Mbappe. One of them, because 2 players can't be standing and the one are not with the ball. So without the ball, the playing without the ball is actually more important to a team. This is very, very important. So these players might they have huge quality. Vinicius Junior win the Ballon d'Or because he's going to win his Ballon d'Or on Monday. It's a fact. He's a very, very good player. He's a deadly player up front. Any opponent he do face, but without the ball, you press so that you'll be able to confuse opponents. Jude Bellingham is very, very energetic this time. He's very, very workaholic in midfield. He's going into tackles left, right, center. That's actually good for Jude Bellingham, but only them can't do it, because the moment you introduce Luka Modric, that means the midfield, the energy in the midfield has reduced. So one of the attackers who is energetic, because Luka Modric is not that energetic again, who can go into battles in the midfield. So if you are having off Eduardo Camavinga or Tchouaméni for Luka Modric, that means one of the attackers should be part of the pressing or should be part of going into 50-50 balls into tackles, and that's what affected Real Madrid today. Because Barcelona, they pressed from the first to the 90th minute, and that's another thing and Lakers instilled. Pedro Gonzalez there, he's a midfield maestro. Yes, he's a midfield. You need no introduction. I'm talking about this guy since he made his debut for FC Barcelona, and I've never doubted his qualities. Actually, a very good, excellent footballer. It was very unfortunate he was struggling from last two seasons to last season because of injuries, but now he's back on his feet and he has actually showed his class and he has actually showed how quality he is. And the match 4-0. Kudos to FC Barcelona. Kudos to Hansi Flack. Barcelona fans need to be happy, and now they are happy. Out of 11 matches in the Spanish La Liga, they've won 10 of them. They've lost one. Yes, it's not easy to do that. It's not easy to do that at all. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Albertine Sports. You subscribe and then you also turn on the post notification bell after subscribing so that you'll be able to get all videos anytime you upload.